This is what I can't stand about the Red Pill community, which they say a lot of good stuff, okay? But it's not really based in reality, you know. They just it's good to say this and this and this and this, and maybe for them they could conquer all these things easily because like the environment was different for them when they were coming up. They don't recognize how horrible the environment is nowadays, and it's hard to get motivated to do anything. You're a complainer. They call me complainer. That's what they'll call me. They'll call me weak. But I guarantee they would not be able to stand a week in my life. I guarantee they couldn't do my job for a week. I'm tough as hell, dude. Like I don't need to sit here and I'm not lying to myself, but I'm pretty damn tough. And they'll call me weak because I'm talking about reality. What I'm talking about is how they push blah blah blah. You want to become the best version of yourself. That's fine. I want to become the best version of myself. I actually don't want to go back to smoking weed. I really don't. I know it's probably hard to believe, but at this point in my life, I don't want to go back to smoking weed. I want to get into shape. I want to get my debt down. I don't want to be stagnant right now. I don't want to just be like, okay, I need to take a break, a step back, reanalyze some things in my life, reassess some things in my life, and then possibly I can go back to what I'm trying to do right now when the environment actually becomes more favorable for me. Because sometimes like they don't get, they just, here's a prescription and it doesn't work all the time for every scenario. Maybe certain elements can work. But for me, the environment I'm in, I have to sit here and deal with the stresses of heat. Like yesterday, it was pretty much unbearable. I was getting irritated at the end of the day. I was holding it in. I'm stoic. I'm one of the most stoic people at my job. It's a night and day from what I used to be, what I've become. I'm so damn stoic. And irritation started happening. Some frustration started happening because I was developing some heat exhaustion. I was hydrated, I was taking care of myself, but my brain gets hot, my head gets hot. When it's 97 degrees, I'm having to deal with this all day. And I wasn't even physically working the hardest. I was a little bit. I'm training. The guy I'm training is doing all the hard work. Dude was busting his ass yesterday. And I even told my supervisor, I'm like, look, you see what I'm talking about now? The guy's awesome. When I say he's going to get a raise before I did, I think it was probably pretty, like me getting my raise in 2 months is probably unheard of. And I'm saying this guy has a potential to get a raise quicker than I did. Anyway, so the guy's a workhorse. He's awesome. So I wasn't even doing most of the physical labor yesterday, but I'm starting to get discombobulated. My brain isn't functioning. My brain isn't being able to control my body like I want it to be. I'm starting to feel like the baby deer thing where, you know, it's like you're awkward. You feel awkward. I'm getting highly irritated. My stoicism's evaporating. And so I called off today. I have some sick time. It's gonna be another scorcher today. Like, dude, I'm not dealing with this again. Hopefully it calms down with this heat. Well, this has completely destroyed everything I've been trying to do. I haven't even felt like working out for the last week, lifting weights. I haven't walked to work. It's been too hot. It's been too hot. Am I supposed to keep on doing that? Like, am I supposed to keep on doing what I'm doing when my body isn't working right? It's not listening? Am I supposed to keep grinding and lifting weights and walking to work, toughing it out when I'm eventually just going to pass out? Do I want to pass out walking home? Do I want to pass out at work? Or am I going to sit here and be like, okay, for whatever reason, we're going to have our 5th, our 6th, our 7th heat wave this year. I can't do it. I have to work in the heat. I can't do what I'm doing. Not only that, other distractions of somebody who was special in my life completely destroying everything I've been trying to get my peace, get to the point of apathy, which I was, and it completely just derailed all that. All this is happening at the same time when I'm trying to train somebody. I can't do it. I can't. It's like I just can't do this. So I stopped working out. I stopped lifting weights because I physically couldn't. But these red pill guys are like, oh, you need to get it. Yeah, it's easy for them to say behind a screen. You know what I mean? It's easy for these people to sit here and say, dude, from their ivory towers, to look down on you and be like, you need to work harder. You need to hustle harder. Here's an example. In your own personal life, when you're trying to solve a problem, when you're trying to put something together, let's say you get something from IKEA or whatever, from Amazon. It could be anything. It could be a grill. It could be some type of table. You're reading the instructions and the instructions aren't the greatest. And you put something together backward. You're getting more and more frustrated. You're making a couple other mistakes. Do you ever just... Do you keep plowing through and getting more angry and making more and more mistakes? Or do you sit back and be like, let me put this down for a second and just walk away? Let me walk away for a second. I need to take a breather. I need to take a breather at this point because I'm going to just break this. And I don't want to break it. I spent hard-earned money on it. I wanted it. I think it's good in my life. Or I throw it in the trash. Do I want to do that? No, I'm gonna sit here. I can put it down. I'm gonna come back to it later, but I need to take a breather. I need to take a break. When you lift weights, red pill guys, when you lift weights, do you just keep lifting weights forever? Like, do you just keep doing it nonstop? Are you just lifting weights? Let's say you work out for an hour. Let's say you work out for 2 hours. Are you just lifting weights nonstop? Are you moving nonstop, or do you not take breaks? That's what they want. You need to hustle. Dude, sometimes you have to go backwards. Like, I'm at the point in my life where I'm sitting here and I've been doing a lot of good things, but life is like, this is what life is doing to me right now with the stress. Like, it's from the heat, the stress of other things going on. I can literally not do what I want to do. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just go back to smoking some weed. Because I don't want to drink. I hate drinking. I don't like the way it makes me feel. I don't like being out of control. Oh, just have a drink or two. Yeah. Whatever. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'll put this problem down, which is my dad, which is my fat body. I'll put this down and be like, okay, since all this stress is happening, I can't do all this. I gotta take a break from it. Do I want to come back? I'm dead serious. I want to get these problems solved. But unfortunately, life is like you're not solving these problems right now. And if you do continue, we're just going to make it harder on you. That's what it feels like. That's what the universe feels. But it's all random, though. You know what I mean? It's all completely random. Getting hit from all these different things at once, it's like, okay, fine. I'm going to go back to what I'm doing. I just want the environment to not be hot anymore. Then I can think straight. Then I don't have to worry about my electrolytes so much. I can do my fasting. I can do my workout. I can walk and not have to walk back and forth to work and not have to worry about passing out because it's 98 degrees when it's extremely muggy and it feels like it's 120. Today is supposed to be 91, 93, whatever. I don't know what it's going to be, but it feels like it's 100 something. So if I'm supposed to go into that environment after, it's a mild heat exhaustion I was having. It wasn't a full blown, but yeah, I started feeling weaknesses and everything. And you know what? I went to sleep at 5 o'clock and I didn't wake up until, I think I went to sleep at, I think I made it to 7:30, but I think I took a nap. I think I took a nap about 5 o'clock, and I try not to sleep anymore after I get off of work until I go to sleep at night. But I'm like, I can't. I need to sleep. I think I took a little bit of a nap. I woke up at 7:30 and I text Gemini, and then I went to sleep again till 10:30 because I was out of it, and I had to, like, I physically had to. I have like this problem right here, right? It's going away, but I was talking to Grok and Gemini, and the stress I was going through because of this somebody who used to be special to me came back in my life, and it pissed me off when I was apathetic about it. Now I'm pissed off. Now I'm starting to get apathetic, which is great. But I didn't realize like the damn tension I was having, right? And it was causing problems right here. Hurt right here and right here. I had this headache. It was like Tuesday. I'm like, what is going on? Is this heat exhaustion? I'm balancing my electrolytes pretty well. Plug into AI what's going on. Oh, and so I massage it. It said massage it, so I did. The last 2 days it's hurt, so I've been having to deal with that too. Dealing with all of these things at one time. Oh, you're weak. They'll call me weak. Okay. It's easy to call me weak from your ivory towers. Cool. I'm weak. Whatever. But is this stuff not happening? Is this stuff not... Of course, we all have adversity, but when the adversity is just skyrocketed, when there's a huge mountain, you get tired, right? Are you going to, let's say you want to hike through Appalachian Mountains or something. Like, these people do this for like 6 months. They just hike through it, camping. Are you going to get it done in one day? No, you need breaks. You need rest time. Like, there is no, you gotta be running all the damn time. That's what they try to tell you. Like, you have to be running all the time. You have to be hustling all the time. And I don't care what they say. I don't care what they think. I don't care what they think about me. Call me a loser. That's fine. I'm a loser, I guess. I guess I lost. I'm still here surviving, though. I'm doing the best I can. I don't have the luxury of getting lucky like they did, how everything aligned for them, how people came into their lives and they got opportunities. That's what they don't tell you. It's okay to go backwards. I plan to go backwards. This is a strategic thing for me to do to keep my sanity so I don't lose it. I'm going to go back to smoking weed. I don't want to go back to smoking weed every day. But yeah, on the weekends, I have nothing else to do. I'm going to smoke weed and I'm going to stop. And I'm going to try to do what I'm doing again. Hopefully the universe will let up so I can try to level up. But at this point, it's too much. Working my physical job in the extreme environment that I'm in. I'm supposed to go to the lake and hang out with my family on Sunday. I don't want to. It's not because I don't want to hang out with them. It's not because I don't want to go to the lake and have fun. It's because I'm tired of being in the heat. It's the last thing I want to do. I don't want to be in the heat. It's not fun to me. I'm always in the heat. I'm forced to be in the heat. So hopefully this heat lets up sometime soon and I can put down the marijuana again. Hopefully I can lift weights, you know. Hopefully I treat it as just, you know, something to ease, something to give me some dopamine. You know how many men are in my position and we get no validation from women at all? Like, there's no women interested in me at all anymore, and that's fine. That's cool. That's cool, but I'm not a robot. You know, I still have a lot of testosterone. Yeah, check your testosterone. Dude, I'm almost 50, dude. And I'm 50 in a couple of years, man. Like, my testosterone is actually pretty good for my age, I think. I'm trying to do things naturally. I'm trying to let my body... I have some things to work on. My diet, it's better than some people's, but it's not the greatest. It's something I need to work on. Hopefully, you know, I can keep some things that I've been doing. Walking to work, that's cool. I like it. I like walking to work in the morning. I think it's awesome. It feels good to walk to work in the morning, to be honest. And the funny thing is, too, I have to walk by that person who was special to me in the past, right by her street. That's on the way to work, too. So that's another thing. Like, it's just constant. It's funny how this universe works. And yes, I can find another job, but I don't trust this job market, and I can find a job making more money than I make right now, but I feel pretty secure where I'm at. So it's just like, fine, I'm cool taking less money for now because I feel secure where I'm at. And I'm tired of switching jobs, to be honest. I've had a lot of jobs over this last 10 years. Some of the places, you know, it wasn't necessarily the place. Some places were better than others. Some places I liked better than others. But it was like the schedule, you know, the commute, other factors. But I would like to stay somewhere for a while. I don't want to move for a while. I would like to stay put and get myself together. That's what I would like to do. I've been moving here. If you want to know what I've been doing, and in 2017, I uprooted me and my kids from Michigan. We moved to Washington State, okay, to be around family because I had no family in Michigan. We moved to Washington State. First month I was there, I realized I made a mistake. Okay. I was already planning on leaving that because it was too expensive. I stayed living with my dad. Me and my kids stayed living with my dad for about 7 months. And we ended up moving. We ended up moving probably, I guess it's like 30 minutes away, but it would be like an hour drive with all the traffic. But I moved somewhere where it was cheaper than where, so I moved to be by family, but then I didn't make enough because they lived in a better place than, more expensive. So I couldn't live there. So I didn't really see them much anyway. So, we stayed there 2-3 years, something like that. And then, like, I was planning on leaving because it was so expensive there. And I wanted to move to another state, which I'm currently at, red state. So I moved, with when the lockdowns ended in Washington State, I'm like, that was it. That was my chance to leave. I'm going to move by family, my other family. So we did that. Lots of moving. But, because there's a bigger city, a small city, under 100,000 people, but, not a tiny city, tiny town. I wanted my kids to go to the smaller high school, so where we lived wasn't as close, so I wanted to live closer to the high school, so we moved again, and I ended up moving to Michigan. I didn't like the town I didn't like that town. I didn't like it. And it didn't work out in Michigan. I was like, oh, I'm going to have people, friends, and I did pretty well with women. Going to go back to my old job. Yeah, start out the bottom. Who cares? I'm fine. I can adapt. I did pretty well, but it just got harder and harder. And I was just like, dude, I'm not. So I'm like, okay, let's move back to where. So I'm back. I'm where I'm at, trying to build my life back up. I've made plenty of mistakes. The moving around was horrible. I wanted a support system. That's why I moved. If you move somewhere and then you move away from somewhere and you move back, don't expect it to be the same as how you left it. Don't expect to have the same relationships as you left it. That's what I'll say. It'll be different. It's weird. And now I'm actually doing okay. My kids are doing okay at this point. Total, blunt force. We're blunt forcing this. Women want nothing to do with men nowadays, really. That's what it seems like. Young men in general. Average, they're average women, don't want average guys. It is what it is, man. We can't all be great. We can't all be elite. You gotta have average people. You gotta have, there's winners and losers. You call me a loser, but I don't think so. I don't think average people are losers. That's what they'll say. They'll say that average people are losers. It's like, no. They're doing things the right way. They're not a loser. You should have a little bit of respect. Do I want to be around people like that anyway? Do I want to be around people who look down on regular people? Is that somebody who I want in my life? Do I want them as an ally because they have clout? Because they have money? They think that they're better? Do I want them in my life? Do I want to strive to be like them? Is that the end result? Where I just think I'm better than everybody? Everybody's a loser but me? Is that what I really am striving and becoming the best version of myself to be? To have no humility? I try to have a lot of humility at where I'm at. I try to talk people up and talk myself down. Classic case. I told my supervisor, look at my trainee. He's awesome. He's doing fabulous. He's doing great. You're probably going to have to give him a raise quicker than you gave me. He's seen it. He's like, yeah, like he sees how the potential there for sure. Then he's like, that's because of the it's because of you. And I'm like, that's because he's highly competent and he's easy to train. So I'm taking myself down. Yes, am I a good trainer? Yeah, sure. But I still need somebody I could be a good trainer. And, they can give me somebody that's not good at listening or even cares. Well, what good is that going to be? So it does go both ways, but, I try to show humility. By the way, isn't that the way Jesus wants us to live anyway? Like Christians, doesn't Jesus want us to be humble? Huh? Was Jesus rich? Like, you guys worship Jesus, right? And I respect Jesus. I respect the way he lived. He was all about it. Dude was a king, right? He's the king of the universe. And he lived a humble life. Do you think that Jesus had all those powers and he could have been like the greatest human to ever exist? He probably could still be alive right now if he wanted to be in human flesh because of the powers he had. He could have made everyone bow down to him. But he did it. Because he wanted to show people that, hey, like, it's a good thing to control your ego. Ego could be good. It can give you motivation. It can give you something to, it helps you, gives you fuel. But you can't let it control you. And I think that's what he was basically trying to say, you know what I mean? Like, you should really care about people around you. You should care about your community. And these people just, like, all about themselves. They don't bring anybody else up. Not just the red pill, any of these popular people. And I'm supposed to strive to want to be like them? These narcissistic people that think they're too good for everybody. But yeah, it's okay to take a step back and reassess things in your life. You don't just have to keep your nose to the grindstone and keep pushing forward. If it's a life and death situation, yes, okay. If I'm in battle, if I'm a soldier and I'm on the battlefield, and my best friend, my brother, gets ended right by me. If I don't keep moving forward, I'm going to be next. Or other people around me is going to be next. So I have to sit here. In that type of scenario, a life or death situation, yes. Is this a life and death situation for most of us? Huh? You're not going to sit here and become the best version of yourself like this with no drawbacks. It's a stair, and you might go backwards sometimes, but you learn. There's no one way. This prescription is the best for everybody. No, there's no one way. I don't know where I'm going to be in the future. I want to be better off than I am now. I would like to have my own place. It would be nice to have somewhere I can, rest my head and be like, this is where I'm going to live for the rest of my life. That would be nice. I'm not going to have to worry about moving. Yeah, things happen. Stuff, houses burn down. Stuff happens like that. But it would be nice to be like, okay, this is going to be where I'm going to stay for the rest of my life. This is going to be my woman for the rest of my, we're going to be with each other for the rest, I'm not going to have to date. I'm not going to have to do any of this, or that would be nice. But I don't know where I'm going to be. If it gets bad enough, the two things that are keeping me move forward are, at this point, are my sons. I'm trying to be like an example for them. And I have been. But if something happens to them, I have nothing to fight for at this point. I'm not going to take myself out, but I don't care if I become some drug addict on the street either. I think I've been through enough. And it just comes to a point where you're just like, I'm done. I'm done fighting. You win. This is what you want. I've been fighting. I've been doing all the right things. Not all the right things, but mostly the right things. I try to be treat people how I want to be treated. Follow the law, pay my taxes, do what I'm supposed to do as a productive member of society. Oh, but you keep on wanting to have bad things happen. Okay? Bad things happen for sure. It's never going to be like, oh, everything's always great. No. But it doesn't have to be like bad stuff continuously happens all the fucking time, and you have to keep fucking fighting this shit. Could get a break from it. There's plenty of people who have a break from it who really don't deserve it at this point, but it's almost like rubbed in my face, like, hey, One thing that used to irritate me is seeing these kids, when I was growing up, they have the brand new car, they got the nice new clothes their parents provide, all that stuff for them, honestly. And they're not good people. They're not very good people. Somebody like me, I'm trying to do the right thing, I'm trying not to treat people like crap. Then you get crap from life. Fine, that's cool. That's cool. And it kind of feels like it's still in the same spot. But, like I said, if you're sitting here struggling with things and you're just like, it's kind of like, don't let these people put it in your head that you need to beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. A lot of these influencers, these red pill guys, hustle, these Republican, whatever. You need to do this, you need to do this. A lot of them came from better environments that you might have not. Not everybody comes from a great environment. Maybe they came from a worse environment. But maybe the environment that they came up in, where they skyrocketed and became a better version of themselves, was better than the environment that we're trying to become better versions of ourselves. And that's the thing, is they don't. Yeah, it was a lot easier. Like, okay, here's an example. Like, when I used to go to the gym and I was motivated, I had a lot of female attention. So I was really motivated when I went to the gym. You know, after COVID in Michigan, I was going to the gym and there was no attention from women, and it was hard to be motivated to go to the gym. But they don't want to factor this in. Oh, you need to do it for yourself. Yes, of course. But like, if I'm just gonna do stuff for myself, I'm really gonna put in the bare minimum effort. Like, why do I care about living in some mansion by myself? Why do I have this nice car, these like Andrew Tate? For who am I trying to impress? If it's just for me, I don't need to work that hard. Oh, you're average. Like, who am I trying? You're trying to impress somebody. That's what they are. They're trying to impress somebody. Whether it's women, whether it's other men. I'm just saying, whether it's other men. I don't care about peacocking for other men. I don't care about that. But hey, whatever, man. So yeah, it's just like, don't let them fill your head with you have to do things at a certain time. You have to get all this fixed at a certain time. Sometimes things just, you're not going to be able to fix some things. What happens if I'm overweight and something happens and, you know, like I get I lose a leg? Well, I'm not going to be able to like be this superhuman, am I? Things change. Things change in life. Things happen. It is easy to look down on people. Like, it's so easy to look down on people when you haven't been through, you're not going through what they're going through currently. You don't understand the environment, you know, like the boomer type of thing. Like, this is why I say the Gen X is the next boomer. Being out of touch. It happens. It happens. Like, politically, I kind of am out of touch right now because I'm not really paying attention because I feel like it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Anyway, don't beat yourself up. If you have to take a step back, trying to better yourself, which is good. I'm all about people bettering themselves. But I guess do it for the right reasons. Do it because you want to. Don't do it because you think that society wants you. Do it because you genuinely want to. And understand that life throws stupid crap at you that will deter you. It'll mess your discipline up. And there's not much you can do about it. Like I said, I'm trying to work out. I'm trying to lift weights. I'm trying to get my body in better shape. But my environment is preventing it. Get a better job. Okay, well, in order for me to work in an office, which I don't know, AI is taking our jobs, right? I still have to do what I'm doing. I still have to do this, right? To survive. I can't just quit my job and just like become homeless and then like, oh no, like I still have to do my job, and I'm still in this environment. I can't like go to another job, but I'll still be in the hot environment. Unless I'm gonna work in some like freezer or something like I was before. But if I did work in a freezer right now, I would be better off. I wouldn't have that or a fridge. I wouldn't have the heat that totally shuts my body down. There's external factors that does play into our lives. It's not just the decisions. Okay, fine, I'll keep grinding away and then I'll hurt myself. I don't feel right. My brain is not, I'm extremely tired. I'm extremely fatigued because I'm battling this heat exhaustion. But I need to keep pumping the iron. Oops, I just hurt myself. Well, now I can't lift weights definitely for the next couple of months. Because I couldn't hold the weight right. I'm sitting here trying to push it out when it's like, it's dumb to do it. I need rest. You don't just hurt like David Goggins, if your body's not ready for it, I guess his story was he was 300 pounds and he ran 100 miles in 24 hours or something like that. And he basically said, like, I don't know if he said he was pissing blood at the end. His ankles were basically busted. He was like, why would you do, like, who could do that anyway? We have to go to work. We have to be, we can't just go and destroy our bodies. You gotta rest. And you have to work your way up. What he did was an amazing physical feat. But can the regular person do something? Like, can you really put your body on the line working one of these regular person jobs? Can you do that? Can you miss a couple months? And you don't hear about that, right? You don't hear about the recovery. It might have took a couple weeks. It might have took a couple months for him to recover. You don't hear about that. You see these fighters getting beat up in the ring or in the octagon, but you don't see the recovery. You don't see how horrible they feel for weeks after trying to heal up. You can't just blunt force like everything, especially when things are not working for you. That's where I'm trying to get at. It's like you have to reassess things and be like, if I keep doing this, I'm just gonna hurt myself. And then and eventually I'm gonna have to stop anyway. I'll keep pumping the iron and then I'm hurting and I can't do it anyway. And then now I just now I'm gonna get fired because I can't go to work anymore. Most of us who these red pill guys appeal to are people like me at my age. We work real jobs. Rest is a huge thing in our lives. We're not robots. We need adequate sleep, right? We have to take care of errands in our lives. We have to clean our environments. Like, there's other things going on than just like, you need to have like 5 businesses, and I was like, it's not realistic. These people who have like 5 businesses, you have other people taking care of stuff for you. The average person, we're starting off, like, you can't run when you can't even walk. So don't let these people like hustle. You can probably work your way up to what they're talking about, but you're gonna have like You're going to go backwards sometimes. And that's okay. Don't let them make you feel like a loser because, like, man, I need to take a break. Don't let them make you feel like that. So that's it.